All rise.
I want viewers watching my show to believe in themselves.
Judge Hatchett is compelling,
It's not worth it. She needs to be worthy of you.
compassionate,
I don't want you to give up on your dreams. I don't. And I want to figure out how we get this straight.
she's powerful,
Absolutely not. How dare you do that?
and she's on the bench.
Both of you all that did wrong, we will stand adjourned.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Claudia Diaz is suing Julio Diaz in the amount of $1,983.56. Ms. Diaz claims her son has destroyed 3 cars in less than 2 years and says it's because he's involved in dangerous street racing.
Hi, Ms. Diaz, you are here with your son, and there have been some problems. So you want to tell me what's happened? You're suing him for some $1,983.56 to be exact. And the complaint says that he owes you money for damage that was done to a car. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor. I can't believe I'm here myself, but I am here petitioning for your help with my son. At this point, I don't even know what to do anymore. He took my car in the middle of the night and took it for street racing and crashed it completely.
What?
It wasn't that bad.
I am a single mother. Pretty much Julio's father and I divorced when he was just 5 years old. And it's just been pretty much me and him since then, although he does share a close bond with his father, which is cars. My son is very talented. He's invested himself so much since he was younger into vehicles. He fixes them, he drives, he details them. Anything around cars, he loves to do. And I know my son has such a bright future in this. I want him to finish school, finish high
How old are
school.
you?
I'm 18, Judge.
And what grade are you in?
I'm a senior in high school.
So you are concerned that he is a senior, you want him to finish school. Now, you said something earlier that really struck me. You said he took the car.
Yes.
So he took the car without your permission.
He took my car.
Did you take the car?
Yeah, but it's basically mine.
Yeah, what?
Yes, Judge, I did.
You took the car without her permission.
I take it sometimes, and it only runs because of me. I mean, I fixed it. I replaced the parts. I made it better.
The question is simple. Did you have permission to take the car? And the answer is
No, Judge.
no. The answer is no, you didn't have permission. But you said practically it's your car. So explain to me what that means.
Well, like she said, she was going to give me the car when I graduated, and
Have you graduated?
not yet, but there's
Not
a
yet.
couple months.
Couple of months.
Yeah.
The agreement was that you would get this car when you...
Graduate.
Right. And you have not.
Graduated.
So, it is not your car. Now, what was the understanding? Why were you going to give him a car?
So, just to backtrack a little bit, Your Honor, his father gifted him 2 cars in the past. In the past 3 years, he's crashed them both with street racing. So, out of me believing in him and his talent as a good mother, was going to gift him my other car now that I purchased a new one. And I was going to give him my old one, giving him another chance to be able to pursue his passion, use that car for anything he needed in college. But now there's nothing left because he crashed it, taking it behind my back, street racing.
I can fix it.
And it was technically not his car. I opened up a can of worms telling him that I'd gift him that car once he graduated.
His father gave him not 1 car, but 2 cars, both of which were crashed in street racing.
In street racing.
So why would you give him a 3rd car?
I believe in other chances. He is my son. I see how talented he is. I do see his passion for vehicles, and I know he's going to continue and have a bright future. So I decided to give him another vehicle for him to be able to use as him to be able to grow more, him to be able to extend that.
Tell me this involvement in street racing. So you're 18, you've only been driving, you only had your driver's license, I assume, since you were 16, right?
Yeah.
About that time. And in that time, less than 2 years, right? You cashed not 1, not 2, but 3 cars.
Well, it's not like I'm driving like a normal pedestrian. Like this is where people like me shine.
So tell me about this.
We're just taking cars that we work on ourselves, and and just push them to the limits. And we learn from that. It's like trial and error. So
he thinks this is a game, Your Honor. He doesn't face the reality of what the dangers are. Street racing, he thinks it's a movie. He's passionate about it, but he doesn't realize the dangers that come with street racing.
Well, let me bottom line this for you. Street racing is illegal. And you're standing here telling me that you have basically destroyed 3 cars in less than 2 years. And somehow you think that that's okay.
Well, I can fix them.
That's not the issue. The issue is that you're out here doing something illegal.
Coming up on The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
I'm really good at driving.
No, you aren't. No, you aren't. No, you aren't. If you were that good at driving, you wouldn't have wrecked 3 cars.
And later,
The big dispute, the reason you are on different sides, the reason you're suing him is because you're saying that there was a need to do some maintenance on the house.
Yes.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Claudia Diaz, who is suing her son, Julio Diaz, for property damage.
Every time that you leave your house and your mother worries about you being out here street racing, she's not sure that you'll get back. I mean, we have cars. Cars can be replaced. But what happens if you get in a wreck where you are permanently injured, you can't walk again, you lose your eyesight, you get brain damage, or worse still, you die?
Airbags.
What?
I'm really good at driving.
No, you aren't. No, you aren't. No, you aren't. If you were that good at driving, you wouldn't have wrecked 3 cars.
Your Honor, he believes these things are a game, and I think it's time for him to face responsibility and pay for these damages of this vehicle he crashed of mine.
I already paid for the car to run. Like, all the parts that it has are new. I replaced them.
It's
I put
not
the effort.
yours, Julio.
I put my own money in them.
How much money do you think you put in this car?
About $4,600.
$4,600. Where'd you get $4,600 to put in a car?
I'm telling you, these street racing events, right? I get
Also,
good
you
money
make
from there.
money
Yeah.
at these street racing
Well, sometimes,
events.
but most of the cases, I'm the mechanic improving their cars. Like, I'm very good with like modulations with certain cars, and sometimes I get like $200 just to show up and give advice.
You talk about the feeling of seeing this car towed. Do you have pictures?
Yes, Your Honor, I have evidence here that shows what the car looked like before and what the damages were.
Okay. Now, do I have this in the plasma or? Oh my goodness!
It's not as bad as it looks.
It's not as bad as it looks. You're gonna really sit here and tell me that with a straight face? And this is your evidence about how much it would cost to repair it? I'm surprised it's not a lot more.
Well, I could do it myself, and this wouldn't be needed.
So, Ms. Diaz, what happens when he graduates? Is he gonna get this car?
No, not at all whatsoever. He's going to have to earn his own vehicle at this point. I'm not going to put up with supporting him putting himself in such danger anymore.
That wasn't the deal.
The deal was for you to drive it after high school. He went behind my back, Your Honor.
First of all, you took the car that night and went street racing after you had already crashed 2 other cars, right? You could end up in jail. You really
worse, or worse.
Or dead. Or crippled. I mean, what if you couldn't walk? What if you couldn't see? What if you couldn't think because of some brain injury? I mean, I don't know how to impress upon you that this is not a game, that this is really, really serious. Now, am I gonna order you to pay the $1,983.56? No. No. However, you're gonna restore that vehicle completely.
Yeah,
Completely.
with pleasure.
You're gonna have to earn the money, you're gonna have to go out and replace it, you're gonna have to do what you need to do to make this right. But this is more important than money. You are disobeying your mother. And that's not okay. In fact, this is really problematic. I don't know what's going to happen when you graduate. I don't know if your mother will have a change of heart and say you can have the car. But what I am saying to you is that you don't need to be street racing anymore. And I know you're looking at me like, oh no, I'm never going to stop. Either you're going to stop because you're wise enough to listen to me today, or you're going to stop because you're going to end up seriously injured or hurt somebody else, be in jail for vehicular homicide, or be dead yourself. Do you understand? You have, how many months do you want to give him to get this car restored?
Probably 6 months.
I was thinking 6 months. I think 6 months is reasonable. 6 months is what you have to get this car restored. I am going to suspend final ruling on this case because if Ms. Diaz has to come back in here in 6 months, it's going to be a lot more than the $1,983 plus. You know, there are going to be some serious consequences. And assuming that you're not in jail or hurt or dead from street racing, you need to be really clear, and you need to have a sit-down talk with his dad. The three of you all need to have a conference. Do I need to order you all to come to court for a conference? Or can you do that?
I can do that, Your Honor.
The three of you all need to sit down. You need his father's support on this. His father has got to understand that this is a serious matter and that we mean business. Are you clear? 6 months to get this car restored, and then it'll be your mother's decision about what happens. I will reserve ruling in case for 6 months, final ruling, in case you have to come back and we have to resolve this further.
Thank you.
If there's nothing further, we'll stand adjourned.
Judge Hatchett has suspended her final ruling. The defendant has 6 months to repair the car.
I hope you realize that this is real life and it's not a game to do straight racing.
I'm sorry, but you know I'm good. You know I'm good, and that's my car.
We'll have that conversation with your father.
Coming up,
I noticed that there was this really awful smell coming from the walls.
A smell coming from the walls?
Yes, it smelled like death.
you're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Holly Harmon is suing Daniel Campbell in the amount of $1,598.76. Ms. Harmon claims she agreed to take care of her boyfriend's home while he was in jail and says now that he's out, Mr. Campbell refuses to pay for the repairs.
Hi, interesting case. You're suing the defendant for some $1,598.76 to be exact. But there's a backstory to this. I mean, you all were a couple.
Your Honor, we had been dating for 2 years up until he had gotten arrested. And in my
And why
view,
were you arrested?
Embezzling tax evasion.
Embezzlement and tax evasion. Oh, my.
Yes.
So you all have been together 2 years. He gets arrested, and what happens?
So at the time, 2 years in, when we were in a relationship, at the time when he had gotten arrested, my lease was ending. So we had become a mutual agreement where I would move into his house and pay for the utilities and maintenance while he was gone.
And what was the agreement from how you understood it while she was living there?
Nothing had changed other than the fact that she was just going to live there. Just, hey, make sure nobody's breaking in, make sure nothing bad happens to the property, take care of it.
What were the financial arrangements?
She was going to handle her bills, the utilities and everything because she was the one living there.
Okay.
And if there was any added expenses for damages or anything that needed to be going on, then we'd split that.
So there's no dispute about you having kept your part of the agreement with the utilities upkeep of the property while he was in jail. How long were you incarcerated?
I was supposed to be in for 3 years, but I only did a year and a half for
Year and a half.
behavior.
All right, so the big dispute is because you're saying that there was a need to do some maintenance on the house.
Yes.
Coming up,
I did what the professional suggested and replaced the toilet.
What's your response to that?
It needed to be repaired, not completely replaced.
you're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Holly Harmon, who is suing Daniel Campbell for bad debt.
All right, let's start with the first thing. What happened?
So when I had moved in, I had to do a deep clean of the whole house, first of all. It's very dirty. And I noticed that there was this really awful smell coming from the walls.
A smell coming from the walls?
Yes, it smelled like death. So I called a pest control, obviously, and they cut a hole in the wall and they found a dead possum. I have pictures of the dead possum, which you may not want to see, but I took them anyway. How can I live in a place where I know that this is in the walls?
That's not correct. I did not tell her to live with this. In fact, I didn't even find out about this until after I got out.
What are you claiming? Are you claiming
Yes, so
damages?
when the pest control came, they had to cut a hole through the wall, and when they patched it up, it looked like a stain. So
Okay.
obviously, I just had the living room repainted. That's all.
Okay, so that's part of what you're claiming.
Yes.
Okay.
That is a spitting example of aesthetic, cosmetic. She just didn't like the way it looked.
Yeah,
That's
of
why
course
she
I
had it
didn't.
painted.
It's a stain on
All
the
right,
wall.
which is why
I have
the
friends
painting-
over.
that's why I said
have
it's
family
cosmetic.
over. They're going to be like, what in the world is this?
Put the couch there.
All right, let's go to the next thing. I understand
Yes.
that there was a plumbing problem in
Yes.
the house.
The final problem
Tell me about that.
was when I was using the toilet one day, I noticed that there was a leak coming from it. So
Right.
obviously, I called a professional plumber. And when he came and saw it, he suggested that we needed a replacement. So I did what the professional suggested and replaced the toilet.
What's your response to that?
It needed to be repaired, not completely replaced. She keeps claiming that she brought professionals into the house to do this work. A professional would be able to fix that easily.
Judge Hatchett's verdict when we return. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
I see, and I'm not a plumber, but I see a crack. And what I would see is that anytime you use that toilet, there's going to be water everywhere.
The toilet, she completely overhauled the entire toilet. If a professional had really gone in there, he would have just removed the tank, replaced the tank, no problem, no crack. Instead, she had the entire toilet removed and brought in one that was about 3 times the price.
Because you know so much from being in jail, right?
Actually, I didn't know any of it until I got out of jail because
Well,
didn't
you
have
know what? The house is in great shape when you got out of jail.
fantastic shape. She did a great
No
job.
problems, no vandalism.
No.
In fact, it was in better shape when you got home than when you left to go to jail, yes?
Yes, I agree.
So I'm hereby entering an order that you're going to pay every dime of the $1,598.76. You've got exactly 10 business days to make sure that she has a cashier's check in that full amount. So ordered. You ought to be grateful. In here wasting my time. You should have given her the money. Right? You should have given her the money and be grateful that your house is in better shape than when you left it. Nothing further. We'll stand adjourned.
Judge Hatchett has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $1,598.76.
You were in jail for tax evasion, but it seems like you still have a problem paying people back.
You are so hot when you're mad.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.